Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to the channel. My name is Joey. With Charles Oliveira's impressive performance at UFC 262, TKOing or KOing Michael Chandler in the second round, a lot of people are wondering who should fight for the belt next. And I know the answer to this question for a lot of people from the media, from Dana, from, just in general, fans in general. They've been saying, well, the winner of Dustin Poirier versus Conor McGregor should be next in line for the lightweight title. And I just don't believe that's true at all. I mean, if Dustin Poirier is able to win against Conor McGregor, then Dustin Poirier undoubtedly does deserve the next title shot against Charles Oliveira. Now, on the other hand, if Conor McGregor wins against Dustin Poirier at UFC 264, Conor, I don't care how big his name is, he does not deserve to be in a lightweight title fight against Charles Oliveira. I mean, when you look at Poirier, he's lost one fight in his last seven fights, and that was against Khabib Nurmagomedov in a title fight. Other than that, he's fought top names like Conor. He would have two wins over Conor if he wins at UFC 264. Dan Hooker, Max Holloway, Eddie Alvarez, Justin Gaethje, Anthony Pettis. That's a pretty good streak to go on. So obviously, if he beats Conor a second time, I think he undoubtedly should fight Charles Oliveira for the belt next. But if Conor wins, I don't think that's the same case. I mean, let's just say hypothetically Conor wins at UFC 264. He will have won one lightweight fight since he beat Eddie Alvarez in 2016. So one lightweight win in 5 years. I don't care if it's over Dustin Poirier. I don't think he deserves a title shot off of that. And I know that's probably what will happen just because of Conor's name. It will draw pay-per-view buys and sell, like crazy, and people want to see Conor in title fights. But as far as the meritocracy of the sport, Conor McGregor does not deserve a title shot with a win over Dustin. So that kind of, begs the question of, if not the Conor, if he beats Dustin, and Dustin's now eliminated because Dustin just lost to Conor in a hypothetical situation, who would be the next most deserving? And there's a couple answers. I don't think there's 100% concrete, number one contender. But if I had to look from a merit standpoint, a lot of people are not going to like this. But I believe the next most deserving contender would be Beniel Dariush. And I know that's not a flashy fight, Charles Oliveira versus Beniel Dariush or Charles Oliveira versus Conor McGregor. What fight are the people going to want to see? It's not going to be a Beniel Dariush fight. But Beniel Dariush is on a nasty streak, and he's coming off a win over Tony Ferguson, coming off a win over Carlos Diego Ferreira, and he's on a nice little streak, and he's won plenty of fights at lightweight, which Conor has not done at all. And if he beats Dustin, he will have one win at lightweight in 5 years, which is just crazy if you really think about it. But you look at Dariush, and I know a lot of people are going to say, well, he beat Tony Ferguson. Tony Ferguson's damaged goods, blah, blah, blah. But Dariush, you just look at the record. And I know these aren't some of the great top names of the sport, but the guy has strung together a nice, consistent record. And I would have no problem with him getting the next title shot if Dustin Poirier is not available to take the title shot, barring he loses or whatever other circumstances may be. Then, I think there's a couple options here if Conor does pull off the win and excludes Dustin Poirier from the conversation. I think you could also have a Justin Gaethje versus Charles Oliveira fight. And I know Justin Gaethje's coming off a loss, but that loss is to Khabib Nurmagomedov. Before then, he put on spectacular performance after spectacular performance. He absolutely came in on short notice against Tony Ferguson and outclassed him. Again, people are going to say, well, that's Tony Ferguson, and they're dancing on his grave, and Tony Ferguson's done. But it doesn't take away the fact that Tony Ferguson is a legit fighter, and Justin Gaethje came in on short notice to win the interim title and outclassed him. So I think Justin Gaethje would be a perfectly fine option to see against Charles Oliveira. Another fight that nobody has really talked about that I've been vocal that I would like, which is crazy because I know from a merit standpoint, you can't say, oh, well, look at this streak or that, but I believe there's some points to make this guy more deserving than some others, as, for example, Conor McGregor, if he wins against Dustin. Michael Chandler arguably deserves a rematch. He almost stopped Charles Oliveira twice in that first round. Hurt him twice. The fight was super competitive. You're telling me if Michael Chandler was Conor McGregor in that fight, they wouldn't be giving Conor an immediate rematch and saying, oh, well, he almost stopped him in the first round and he came back to win. Charles Oliveira came back to win. So I have no problem with a Michael Chandler rematch. That fight was a lot of fun. UFC 262, and I don't, it's always recency biased, But if you had to look at a fight, that only went 2 rounds, and it was really only a round and then 20 seconds of the second round, that was one of the best fights I've seen in a long time. I mean, you had Michael Chandler clipping him early, Charles Oliveira shooting in on a deep takedown, Michael Chandler looking like he's going to get a guillotine, to then Oliveira escaping, getting the back, that crazy transition where Michael Chandler stands up and jumps backwards, then them getting back to the feet, Michael Chandler getting out of the back mount, dropping him again, almost TKO him. Dan Mergliata was looking really close. Then for him to finish the round, ground and pounding him, then for him to come out and starch Chandler in the second round, you could easily make a case to see those guys run it back. So I just believe there's so many options, and if I really had to rank them, and this is all hypothetical if Dustin Poirier were to lose to Conor, Conor does not deserve a title shot. I need to see him get at least 2 wins to really get back into title contention against 2 legit guys. But I would say Beniel Dariush would be most deserving after Dustin, if Dustin does lose. Then I would probably go Justin Gaethje just because he doesn't have a loss to Charles Oliveira. And then even Michael Chandler rematch would be fun and be okay in my opinion just because of how competitive that first fight was. So I just wanted to make a video, kind of doing an update on the lightweight title picture. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Am I absolutely crazy? Make sure you like the video. Make sure you subscribe. And thank you so much for watching.